Everyone, my name's Nick and I'm on the Fabella team. And today I wanted to talk a little bit about building and designing a game for voice. So if you follow Amazon Alexa or any sort of smart speaker devices, you'll know a common theme with the most popular games. You're in and you're out in a very short amount of time. And the decisions are mostly focused on yes or no questions or something easy to understand. So with that being said, one of the products that I wanted to create is a game called Make Me Mayor. And it's a game that revolves around you being asked a series of questions, and then based on your answer to those questions, your different statistics will go up in the city. The higher your statistics go, the bigger your city gets. Sort of like a Sim City, but just based off of questions such as, do you raise the property tax in your city? And if you say yes, the morale goes down, but the tax revenue comes in, and so on and so forth. Now, to show you the process in this, what I'm going to do is essentially create this out of my mind. So I have the idea in my head, and I'm going to try to put it down on paper. So let's go ahead and take a look and get this thing fired up. So I'm going to go ahead and create a new project. And just as an added bonus, you can go ahead and look at all these different languages that you can use. But I'm just going to keep it with English because that's what I am. And then the project type is obviously going to be interactive audio experience. So as we go ahead and we get this to populate, we're going to be given a choice. We can either start from scratch, which is cool, or we can start using a template. And I'm going to start using a template. So we have a couple to choose from: random facts, interactive story, or a quiz. I'm going to go with quiz because quiz uses some variables in there and saves the variables, like right answer, wrong answer, so on and so forth. So we'll do that. And we'll do this. Okay, cool. So let's see what we got. So this is our video game quiz, right? So just like before and just with any project you'll ever have, you always start out with the start. And then you have a modified state, which will give you a value of 0 for your correct and incorrect answers. And then what the narrator will say. So this is very simple. We're just going to go ahead and say, welcome to Make Me Mayor. This game will have you answering questions with a simple yes or no response. The goal is to increase the size of your city. Okay. And then obviously resume. This is spoken when the user continues after exiting the story. And then repeat is, if they open it up and then they don't say anything. So we'll go ahead and we'll type something in here. We don't want to type the exact same thing because it'll be kind of redundant. So we'll say, and then we'll also throw, are you ready to begin up here? Because you always want to have it like prompt for a question, right? So, are you ready to begin? I'm ready to begin. Okay, let's begin. And so that is our say node. Okay. And then for these other questions, I'm just going to go ahead and delete them because we're going to be focusing on just one question for now. Oh. We're going to be focusing on one question for now, and what I want to do is be able to add like more questions to the mix. So it comes in, they say your project starts here, modified states, incorrect, correct. This is going to be the first thing somebody hears. Are you ready to begin? Okay, now we will do a here. And whoop. And we are looking for a yes. Connect that to there. There we go. Okay. Make sure you always verify your project too. Hooray, no issues. So it's gonna come in. It's gonna hear for yes, and then it's gonna prompt a question. But now what I want to do is I want to actually go over to this other project that I have, because this is like a series of questions. And I'm going to try to copy this. And so what we're using here is we're welcome to Cat Facts. Would you like to hear a cat fact? You say yes or no. No takes you down here. Bye. We'll see you later. Yes takes you up here to the random number, and then it gets into all of these. So what I want to do is try to recreate this. So I'm going to go random number. And where is random? There we go, right there. Okay, this is a random number generator. Max value 10, minimum value 0, variable name. And I'm just going to call this questions. Okay. Go back over to cat facts and we'll have a switch. And the switch is right here. Connect these. Make sure we're doing this right? Variable shouldn't be variable, it should be fact. But in our case, questions. And I think I'm gonna make that a lowercase. Oh. And this is like a real-time tutorial. I don't want people to think like, oh, well, you know, the guy made a mistake, you know. We should, you know, you should want to make mistakes so that you can learn from them. So that's essentially what I'm trying to do here. I'm going into this with little preparation. So now that we have this, we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on our cases all the way down to 10. So 1, 2. And as you can see, you're probably thinking to yourself like, man, this can get kind of cumbersome. It can get kind of, you know, there could be a lot of stuff going on here. And you'd be right. But the way this is going to work is we're going to be able to group these, right? And then we're going to be able to later on, hopefully, branch this off to where they say yes, and then it checks your number and says, okay, well, this person has this amount of population. So instead of it going to these 10 questions, it'll go to another 10 questions over here that may be more hard, maybe more difficult to say yes or no to, would have more consequences for the decisions in which you make. But what we're doing right now is we're just doing this. Okay. So now we just do some saves. Okay, so we have that, we have this, and now we just create some saves. Now here's a funny thing. If you go ahead and hit Command on a Mac and D, you can actually just keep on creating nodes. So that's what I did right there. Might have to put this down a little bit further. Okay, so now we're doing our spacing for our questions. But as you can see here, you can see how like the story kind of, or how this can flow kind of. I'm going to create 2 rows of 5 here. And like I said, all of these have red exclamation points next to them because they're not connected to anything. Okay, now we need 2 more. Okay. All right. Just straighten these up. Okay, perfect. So now let's head back over to CatFax, make sure we got everything running fine. Oh, and this is actually an easier way of doing it. And we may try to incorporate this function of using a script in there instead. So simply put here, it matches the number up with the switch. The switch comes in, grabs the cat fact, and then asks if you want to have another fact. What we want to do is we want to take the modified state and change that now to a yes or a no. Or to a, well, where it says incorrect, we want to change this to something else. So we got to think about running a town, right? You want people to be happy. We got to think about running a town. You want people to be happy. Or morale. We'll call this morale because that's a little bit more even kill. Could go either way. High morale, low morale, stuff like that. And then we want to have, so we have morale, which would be good. Is morale in your city high? Is it low? And then we want to have sort of like another component, probably wealth. And then maybe even, we're going to add one more here. I want to add one more, and that's going to be population. Okay, because remember, by putting both of these together, we're going to try to grow our population. We're going to verify, make sure we have, yep, and essentially what it says here is all of these are missing text and that they're not connected. So, but that's fine. As long as we got the modified state to work, I'm okay with that. Okay. So what we want to do here now is, you can see like this says, oh, the quiz is over. You got blah, blah, blah correct and blah, blah, blah. Incorrect, thanks for playing. So what we want to do is we want to change this to morale and change morale, or change the other one to wealth, and also population. Okay, cool. So now quiz is over. You got, so we're not going to call it quiz. We'll say thanks for playing this round. Your city's morale is morale level is currently and its wealth is your city's population is currently okay. So now what we want to do is let's actually just try this. We're going to just try it and see what happens.
Welcome to Make Me Mayor. This game will have you answering questions.
Oh, I didn't do it.
Thank you for playing this experience powered by Fabella.
I didn't do it.
Visit Poptail.
I didn't do it from the place that I wanted to do it from. So let's go ahead and just do it from this one. Preview from here.
Thanks for playing this round. Your city's morale level is currently 0.
You cities.
And its wealth is 0. Your city's population is currently 0. Thanks for playing.
See? So now what we can do is we can go ahead in here and change you city to your city. And then we can start kind of reconstructing this. So now what we want to do, and I think what I'm going to end up doing, just to simplify this, because there's a lot of stuff going on here, I'm just going to go ahead and delete these nodes. I'm just going to have 5 questions in the first round, you know. And then let me get in here and go boop, 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 boop. Okay, cool. This is just going to make it a little bit more simpler. And then I'm going to go over here and I'm going to change this to 5. Now remember, your minimum value is 0, and that's usually what the default will be, 0. So if it picks a number between that, that's what it's going to be. So let's go ahead. And we know that it needs to be prompt for a question, right? So we will be prompt for a question. It will wait to hear. 2 questions will go to incorrect. 1 will go to the modified state, and then it'll carry on. But what we want to do in this circumstance is use the say, listen for either yes or no, and then have that branched off. Now the cool thing is that we can just have 1 yes or no, like 1 say node, or 2 say nodes, 1 for yes and 1 for no. There we go here. Where'd that guy go? Oop, he's over there. Okay. I'm going to duplicate this. And then this is going to be something like awesome. But then it begs the question, if we have them answering a question over here, right? And then how would they answer? I'm just going to say awesome, good job. It's all, you know. And then over here, I'm going to have, that didn't work out, right? That didn't work out as planned. Okay, so now we have this. I'm going to put the right answer, or the positive answer up there. I'll put the negative answer down here. Okay, and now the way this flow goes is you have the question. Would you like to increase your local taxes? Okay. Would you like to put in a new park? Scoot all this stuff down a little bit. So the citizens would like to hire another police officer to help patrol the city. Yes to hire the police officer, or no to yes to hire, or no, or no to keep your police force at the current level. Okay. And then let's think of some other things that we could do, choices that mayors would have. The roads. It always comes down to the roads. Okay. And now we'll think of another question. We'll put, should you enforce the quiet, no, Should you enforce the jaywalking policy? Crime is on the rise. Should you put more police officers on the street? Now, some of these may come off as being very simple, but like I said, what my thought process was is that you'd have these 5 or 10 questions, and then you'd get to a certain point to where you would automatically graduate to another set. So now what we have here is we want to insert here nodes, right? So we'll have 2 of these because we're going to be looking for yes and no. Okay. All right, now let's go back over to this. We're going to open this up. And it looks like we only need 1 here. Looks like we only need 1. So I will keep my yes and delete my no. So it looks like we're only going to need 1. So I'll add another utterance. No. Add. Okay. And then all of these get dialed in because they all go into the here node. And then from here, we have our yeses and our nos. Like, hey, great job. You did great. You did great. So we go there and we go there. All right. So now we're going to look into modifying the state because we have to have some sort of, risk or reward benefit, right? And okay. So we go from, if this is yes, a good job, then your morale would increase. And I'm going to put a plus equal 10 in here because what that means is every time it computes, it will add 10. And then we will add 0 to morale if they say no to a certain question. But we don't want to get to a point where it's like all yeses are good and all nos are bad, and we'll figure that out a little later on. But right now we're just looking for the simplistic overview of the game. So now that we have the modified states, is it plus equal? It's plus equal. Yep. Okay. And then now we're going to ask oh no, it duplicated the group. Okay. Okay. Yep, delete it. Yep, delete it. And right now I'm just deleting the nodes so we can have a cleaner thing. I'm going to keep this question around just so I know what's up. And we'll have our end node here. Okay, so we have our modified states, and we're going to ask, would you like to play again? If they say no, it goes down here. If they say yes, it circles back around. So we're going to insert node. We're going to go say. Would you like another question? Okay. And then if they say no, okay. Yes. No. Okay. Cool. So no will attach to here. And yes, we're going to need to zoom out just a little bit here. We'll bring it right. Let's go back over to CatFacts again and see how he did it. Okay, he went into the, would you like to hear another fact, blah, 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 and then came back to the yes. Okay. So let me see here. Oh, that might have worked. That might have went yes with yes. Okay. So let's go ahead and see if this bad boy works. Okay, we're going to verify. It says outputs aren't connected. Okay, so that one wasn't connected. Verify. Outputs aren't connected. Okay, now we're verified. Okay, so there's one thing that I noticed that we didn't do, and that is increase our population. So either increase or decrease our population. So what I want to do right now is try to fix that, right? And I will insert another node. We'll go modified state again. We'll go this, do a little duplicating. Okay. And then I'm just going to make this population, and this will be plus equals 0 plus equal 100. Because, I mean, you have a bunch of people move into your town. You know how it is. Population. Okay. Now let's see what happens. Hooray, no issues. We're gonna try. I'm gonna try this. I'm a little nervous.
Welcome to Make Me Mayor. This game will have you answering questions with a simple yes or no response. The goal is to increase the size of your city. Are you ready to begin?
Yes.
Should you enforce the jaywalking policy?
This is the part that I'm really worried about. Will it work? I'm going to say yes.
Something went wrong.
Oh no.
Node 9, A6.
Unexpected token. So we'll go into the open documentation for Node. and we'll see what we can do. Okay. Let's pluck this chicken. Let's figure this thing out. Okay. I'm going to see what happens if we do this.
Welcome to Make Me Mayor.
We'll go yes.
Would you like to increase your local taxes?
We'll go yes.
Awesome, good job. Would you like another question?
I'm going to say no.
Thanks for playing this round. Your
Yep.
city's morale level is currently 10 and its wealth is 0.
Okay, cool. So now, that's just the value of that. Maybe we have to think of a random number or something to that effect in order to add to it, because you want to add to those numbers. You know, you want them to increase. You don't necessarily want, maybe we do it like this, plus plus. I don't think that will work. I think the value of it will. So let's go over here and see what we got going on. Maybe it is plus plus. Let's try that. Verify. No issues.
Welcome to Make Me. Would you like to put in a new park? Something went wrong. Node 9, A6.
Interesting. Well, I think that's going to do it for today, folks. So let's go ahead and do a quick review of what we did. We're working on a skill called, or a project called Make Me Mayor. It's going to start out, it's going to have 3 modified states: morale, wealth, and population. And then it's going to go into asking you if you want to become mayor, and then simple yes or no questions that will determine whether you get an increase in your population or in your morale. And then it asks if you want to play again, and if not, it goes through an exit. So with that being said, I think we're going to pick up from this maybe next week, just to see how we can go ahead and constantly increase those states. Thank you very much for your time, and have a great day.